Can childhood sweethearts outshine sudden encounters? The apocalypse is imminent, yet I have no plans to stockpile supplies. Instead, I head straight to the phone store and buy the latest model with the largest capacity. Then I frantically downloaded apps until the familiar mechanical voice from my past life sounded. The apocalypse is coming before the countdown ends. The last thing each person touches will become a supernatural item. The room is empty. My food delivery app can instantly produce delicious meals. Extreme cold temperatures. My Taobao can conjure up the warmest gear. As for zombies biting me, that's impossible. Ihe antivirus software. The back of my head still seems to carry the lingering pain of being torn apart by zombies. I stood frozen in place for quite a while before I realized I had been reborn. My heart pounded like a drum, and my hands trembled as I checked my phone. 6:00 is still 1 hour left before the sudden mechanical voice announcement from the previous life. Without time to think further, I grabbed my keys and headed straight to the nearest mall. I opened my phone's payment code and spoke at an extremely fast pace. The largest capacity phone, the latest model, the best phone available. Don't worry about the price. Just hurry. Thank you. The shop assistant was grinning from ear to ear, eagerly handing me the new phone, just as I was about to make the payment. A hand snatched my old phone away, accompanied by an angry voice. Huang Mei, are you crazy? How much do you even earn in a month buying such an expensive phone? That voice. It was my boyfriend Zhang Tan along with his female colleague Yao Tong, also from my previous life. The two scumbags who deliberately pushed me into the zombie horde. I dug my fingernails into my palm until red marks appeared just to restrain the urge to strangle him on the spot. Now is definitely not the time for an argument. Suppressing a surge of anger, I tried to calm down as much as possible and said, Zhang Tan, how I spend my money is none of your business. This is my phone. Give it back to me now. Zhang Tan stuffed his phone into his pocket and said firmly, No, you spend money too recklessly. How are you going to help me buy a car and a house in the future? Do you expect me to support you? I have to manage your money for you. Without hesitation, I replied, We're breaking up. Give it back to me right now. Zhang Tan was taken aback for a moment, then grew furious. You want to break up with me just to buy a phone? Huang Mei, why are you so vain? Look at Tong Tong. She's frugal and simple. You should learn from her. Yao Tong blinked her eyes and said in a coquettish tone, Tan, don't blame Sister Mei either. She's not from the same company as you, so she doesn't know how hard you work. Of course, she can't be as considerate of you as I am. After saying that, she flashed a faint, provocative smile. In my previous life, Zhang Tan and I happened to be at home when the countdown ended. The awakened supernatural items were a blade that could cut through iron like mud and a lighter capable of shooting flames. With these two offensive type supernatural items, we not only blew the heads off several zombies, but also retrieved some supplies, until Yao Tong came to our door. Her supernatural item was a nail clipper, and she proactively offered to attach herself to Zhang Tan, saying she didn't mind two women serving one husband. Zhang Tan was naturally overjoyed, as it was already the apocalypse and there were no marriage laws to bind them. I flatly refused and proposed breaking up, suggesting we just remain allies. The two of them were intimate right in front of me, as if no one else was there, but I ignored it all. Every time supplies were found, they were distributed fairly according to each person's contribution ratio. Yet, when supplies were scarce, the two of them still pushed me into a horde of zombies, letting me be bitten to death. I glanced at the time. It already showed 18:25, only 35 minutes left until the apocalypse arrives. I still need to hurry home and download the app. I reached out to grab it, but Zhang Tan tightly covered his pocket and even pretended he was going to hit me. Even if we're breaking up, I treated you to take out several times and even gave you flowers. You should pay me back the equivalent amount. Right. The old phone stays with me as collateral. I really hate myself for being so blind before. I was about to call security when a police officer happened to pass by the entrance. My eyes lit up and I quickly shouted, "Help! I want to report a crime." Upon hearing the cry for help, the police officer immediately walked quickly toward me. I pointed at Zhang Tan and said, "Officer, this person stole my phone." Zhang Tan immediately backed down when he saw the police. He hurriedly returned the phone to me, forcing a smile as he said, "No, no, this person is my girlfriend. We were just fooling around." The police officer looked at him suspiciously and asked me, "Is what this person said true?" If it were any other time, I would definitely have had the police arrest Zhang Tan. But right now, I don't have time to go back to the police station to give a statement since I've already retrieved my old phone. I said, "I won't pursue this further for now. Thank you for your trouble." After the police left, I quickly paid the bill as I hurried out, clutching my new phone. My heart was still pounding. Outside, the traffic flowed and pedestrians remained unaware. The sky showed no signs of abnormality either, but I knew that extreme weather, bloodthirsty zombies, and shortages of supplies were all about to arrive. I ran toward my electric scooter, while behind me came the mocking voices of Zhang Tan and Yao Tong. "Ah Tan, Sister Me is really too much. Not like me, who only knows how to care for you. Humph. She actually dared to call the police today. If she doesn't kneel down and beg me in the future, I won't agree to make up." Once I got home and made sure the door was locked, I immediately went into full-on app download mode. WeChat, Matewan, Alipay, Pinduoduo, Xianyu, all the popular apps. Not a single one missed. And all kinds of games. I clicked install on every single one. In fact, seeing that the capacity was sufficient, I even downloaded a few TV series. By the time I finished installing everything, the time had already reached 18:59 when the apocalypse arrives. The last thing each person touches before the countdown ends will become an ability item. A mechanical voice echoed in everyone's ears. 59, 58. I gripped my phone tightly, my palms slick with a thin layer of sweat. The window was open, and I could faintly hear someone shouting downstairs. Which variety show is teaming up with the radio station for this prank? Probably just a clearance sale gimmick thought up by a nearby supermarket. No time to bother with it. I'm rushing to work. But what if it's real? Stop playing with your phone and quickly find something to defend yourself with. As the countdown ended, a surge of energy instantly flooded into my limbs. The phone remained quietly in my hand. With a thought, the phone screen floated in the air. Every app on it shimmered with a silvery white glow, as if infused with energy, just like the futuristic high-tech feel in movies. My phone has truly awakened into a supernatural object. I tentatively tapped on Matewan, randomly selected KFC, and ordered a family bucket. The next second, a fragrant bucket of fried chicken dropped out of thin air onto the coffee table in front of me. Meanwhile, a line of small text appeared next to this app daily usage, count 1/100. I was so excited that I started doing backflips in the room. Those who haven't experienced the apocalypse simply don't understand how happy and important it is to be able to eat your fill. Don't even mention things like fried chicken. Even tree bark was extremely hard to find in the later stages of the apocalypse. At that moment, Zhang sent a video call. Invitation. I pressed to answer. As soon as the call connected, he eagerly directed me. Quick, point the camera at the room and pan around. I have no idea what he's up to. After following his instructions, I frowned and asked, "What's going on?" A smug laugh came from the other end. "Vong Mei, aside from fried chicken, there's nothing to eat in your room, is there? Don't you realize that since we all have special abilities, the plants and animals outside must have mutated? 2. It's already too late to go out and stock up now." I raised an eyebrow. "It sounds like you've stockpiled a lot of food." Zhang Tan turned the camera around the room. "Thanks to you. Actually, last time, didn't you say you were moving in with me? You changed all your snack delivery addresses to my place. I can hold out here for at least half a month. So, you called to share your food with me. An urgent female voice came through. Don't even think about it. Yao Tong rushed into the camera frame, tightly clutching Zhang Tan's arm. Who told you to break up with such a great guy like a Tan? Don't expect a Tan to protect you now. And don't even think about sharing our food. She gloated. Our special items are a kitchen knife and a lighter. What's yours? I casually glanced around and made something up. When the mechanical sound started, I was sleeping, so the thing I touched was a nap blanket. Yao Tong covered her mouth and laughed. A blanket. Your special ability item is actually a blanket. She was about to say something mocking, but at that moment, the video call automatically ended. I was added to a group chat. This wasn't an ordinary group chat because the number of people kept skyrocketing and had already exceeded 10,000, and the group name is simply called Official Notification Group of City A. Could it be that someone's supernatural item is related to communication? The group owner's subsequent message confirmed my speculation. Hello, everyone. I am from the ZF Propaganda Department. My name is Xiao Zhao, and my supernatural item is related to communication functions. It can pull people within a certain area into a group to facilitate the release of official notifications and ensure everyone is promptly informed about the latest developments outside. We have added you to this group. Now, each of you should change your group nickname to your special ability item, such as Hammer. Shangwei, one of our colleagues in the department, happened to be holding a takeout order when the countdown ended, so he can accurately deliver supplies based on the group nicknames. Everyone who changes their group nickname will receive basic supplies provided by our government. Please do not panic. We will do our best to ensure the supply of materials, which is expected to be provided every 3 days. Everyone obediently changed their names, and I also changed my group nickname to Blanket. Yellow Honey, and just a few seconds later, a supermarket bag appeared out of thin air. I went to check it out. A box of instant noodles, a few bottles of water, and some vegetables. A few seconds later, Yutong couldn't wait to tag me and Xiao Zhao. Lighter. Yutong, what would a blanket with special abilities be like? Is it warmer? I want to ask the person in charge. Will resources also be allocated to those who have useless special ability items? You have to understand, the situation outside is unclear right now, and zombies, like in the movies, could appear at any moment. Supplies should be distributed to important groups from the very beginning. Knife. Zhang Tan. That's right. In the future, fighting monsters will definitely rely on those of us with offensive-type special ability items. I suggest distributing supplies based on the power level of the special ability items. Human nature is selfish, and after a brief silence in the group, many people chimed in agreement. Wrench. Tangli, that makes sense. Whoever contributes, more should get more. Water gun. Lihai. Otherwise, what are we supposed to do when we run out of stamina during monster fights? Ice spike. Pan ku. It's fine to allocate some supplies to those useless people, but whatever they get, we should get double. The group admin Xiao Zhao didn't reply immediately, as if he was busy with something at that moment. A notification popped up in the group chat. Chopsticks. Ding Dan attempted to change their group nickname. Failed. Deducted 1 group point. Remaining 9 points. Toothbrush. Lu Ran attempted to change their group nickname. Failed. Deducted 1 group point. Remaining 9 points. It seemed the group owner had set the group nickname to be changeable only once to prevent others from altering the names of supernatural items back and forth. But what exactly were these group points? Someone has pointed the finger at me. Did you offend that Yao Tong? Can't you settle your personal grudges privately? Now we innocent people are being dragged into this. You'd better be smart and just leave the group. I'm completely baffled. Who did I offend? Was just about to type a counterattack when the group admin spoke up. Xiao Zhao, every member has the right to equal distribution of supplies. Please do not cause trouble in the group. Violators will be removed from the chat, comma. Each person's default group points are 10. Points will be deducted for violations and added for contributions. Points can later be exchanged for supplies, weapons, etc. See attached list. The group fell silent again. Someone cautiously asked, "Excuse me, group admin, can we go out to buy supplies ourselves?" Xiao replied instantly, "In principle, the government has not restricted freedom. However, according to reliable information, the outside world is not safe. A friendly reminder, try to avoid going out as much as possible." The group erupted in a chorus of groans. Someone sighed. Who would have thought that waking up would mean the end of the world? An inexplicable sense of desolation began to spread through the group chat. I looked up and glanced outside. It was 7:30 in the evening. After a moment of thought, I decided to send a private message to Xiao. Starting at 8:00, the temperature will drop by 2 degrees every hour. You can notify everyone to take measures to keep warm. Xiao called directly via voice, unable to hide his excitement. Is your supernatural item related to foresight? I know all this because I was reborn, but there's another reason why I know it's so precisely. Which phone system doesn't come with a built-in weather function? I denied. Not exactly. I just happen to know about the weather. For the first 3 days, the temperature will drop to as low as -50 degrees. Starting from the 4th day, it will enter a high temperature mode, gradually rising until it reaches 50 degrees. This will also last for 3 consecutive days, and the 7th day will bring heavy rain. I said with a hint of apology, I can only check the weather for 1 week in advance. Xiao kept thanking me over there. I'm really grateful for the information you provided. If it turns out to be true, I'll add group points for you right away. He quickly posted a group announcement and told everyone that this information was provided by me. Additionally, considering the need for material exchange, an exchange button has been added to the group functions. Members can freely trade within the group. Many people thanked me. Most households have thick cotton quilts and warm clothing at home. A small number of people who have just arrived in City A from other places and have not yet made purchases post requests for items in group chats. I'll pay 10,000 for 2 cotton quilts, weighing over 8 pounds, and 2 thick cotton jackets, I'll trade 3 bottles of water, bread, and beef jerky for 1 thick cotton jacket. I originally didn't want to pay attention to these messages, but one message caught my attention. Dear uncles and aunties, they're only my grandma and me at home. We don't have a thick quilt. I've saved a total of 103, 6 yuan for my pocket money. Can you sell me a thick quilt? I checked his WeChat moments, and after confirming the message was genuine, I typed, "Add me as a friend and send me your location." The other side was so excited and kept thanking me. Thank you, sister. Thank you, sister. Soon, a few more messages popped up. Beauty, selling it to him for so cheap. I'll offer 500. Sell it to me, I'll offer 1,000. Yao Tong jumped out again, hopping around at blanket. Wang and I, your blanket special ability item can't possibly be about summoning blankets or quilts, can it? What? Trying to hype up blankets. Want us to trade our good equipment for yours. Don't be fooled by this woman. It's clearly a blanket special ability item. So, how come she suddenly knows the weather forecast for the week? It's obviously a scam, and that earlier help request, along with the person who raised the price right after. They must all be her alternate accounts, just putting on a show. Many people believed Yao Tong's words, and one after another. Several people in the group started cursing me. Seriously, lady, do you have any conscience? It's the apocalypse and everyone's already on edge. Are you really trying to profit from disaster? If it really gets that cold. Would you be so kind as to sell a quilt for just $100? How despicable. Can the group admin kick this kind of person out. I couldn't help but laugh in frustration. I kindly reminded everyone about the weather information so they could take precautions. And for no reason at all, I got scolded. Can I just take this? I typed back furiously. Yes, indeed, I am a scammer. You all better not buy any quilts. Those few people boldly declared in the group chat. Fine, we won't buy them. Great. I hope you can be just as tough when you end up frozen into an ice sculpture. WeChat notified me of a friend request, and I clicked to accept. It was the little boy from earlier. After sending a greeting, he quickly transferred money to me. Sister, where are you? I was surprised. Everyone in the group is saying those things about me. Aren't you afraid I'm a scammer? The little boy replied very quickly. I'm not afraid. My grandma's old, and I can't take the risk. What a filial child. Send me the address. I clicked to return the money. Keep this money. When the apocalypse is over, you can buy some food after. The little boy sent the address. He also sent a voice message. Grateful, anxious, and filled with hope. Thank you, sister. Can the apocalypse ever end? I sighed. I don't know either. I opened a shopping app on my phone, which showed 0 out of 100. But when I selected a thick quilt and entered the little boy's address, the system issued an alert. Alert, alert, program error. I froze, then tentatively selected my own address. The next second, the thick quilt fell to the floor. Taobao displayed 1/100th along with a line of fine print. Super powerful external tool for my personal use only. Thank you for your cooperation. I quickly accepted the setup. Then I turned to examine the blanket I had bought earlier. This should be suitable to give to the little boy. Right, but which app should I use? Just as I was about to use the group trading feature, a sudden idea flashed through my mind. I tentatively called out, Little AS, a phantom of a humanoid robot appears. I jumped for joy. Which app can help me give my own quilt to someone else? Compared to the newly added trade feature in the group chat, I trust my phone apps more. I deliberately emphasized the words. My own quilt. Just a moment. Student A is helping you check. You can use the sending function on your WeChat app on your phone. I clicked to take a look and was surprised to find that on WeChat, among the sending options, there really was a function to send supplies. I tentatively clicked send and then aimed my phone at the quilt. The quilt suddenly transformed into a beam of white light and vanished. The next second, the little boy sent a message. His tone, unable to conceal his excitement, says, I just saw a whoosh and this quilt appeared in our house. You're amazing. I could almost picture the little boy's admiring gaze. I smiled and said, Glad you received it. After ending the chat, I ordered a huge pile of food for myself using a certain delivery app. First, some hot milk tea, 1 cup of each flavor. After placing the order, I noticed that for orders from the same store, no matter how many items were ordered, it only counted as one use for the day. I took a sip of each flavor of milk tea, feeling completely satisfied. Who would have thought that someone like me, a broke, stingy office worker, would achieve milk tea freedom in the apocalypse? But just milk tea freedom wasn't enough. I also arranged for fruits from all over to be delivered. Peaches, mangoes, blueberries, cherries, Muzang king durians, and more. They all appeared one after another on the coffee table, as if by magic. Freedom to enjoy fruits. I was reminded again of how, in the past, due to overtime work and a lack of money, I had put aside my plan to taste delicacies from various places and tentatively chose takeout from restaurants in other areas. A golden, tempting roast duck, sizzling with aroma and still dripping with oil, landed on my plate. It also came with crisp green onions dotted with water droplets, glossy and bright sauce, and soft, pliable pancake wrappers. Take a bite and it melts in your mouth with a soft, flaky texture after gnawing on tree bark so many times. I'm moved to tears. I then placed an order for Westlake vinegar fish. Take another bite and I feel like crying again. Suddenly, I realized that tree bark isn't that hard to chew after all. Dinner was casually solved with delicacies from all over the country. I let out a comfortable burp, lazily leaned back on the sofa, and casually scrolled through the group chat messages. Most of them were quite simple, but there was one that was quite Versailles-esque. I wonder when I'll be able to go out again. I'll just have to tighten my belt for now. The accompanying picture shows Australian lobster, king crab, foie gras, and more. Great. I've copied another assignment and placed the order right away. Looking at the daily usage count, it shows 15 out of 100. I understand the troubles of the wealthy before the apocalypse. There's too much to eat. Simply too much. He also showcased the luxurious interior decoration, which was resplendent and exuded wealth in every detail. He also casually showed off his storage room. The ingredients are so abundant that they could make people in the group jealous enough to commit crimes. I shook my head. In the apocalypse, and you're still showing off. Isn't this like throwing meat into a pack of wolves? The group fell silent for a few seconds before someone spoke up in a sinister tone. Brother, you seem to have quite the fortune. Mind sharing your address once the apocalypse is over? Would it be convenient to pay a visit? The person directly sent out the location. Wow, that's a top-tier luxury property. Must be a wealthy person. Think I'm rich and foolish. Let me tell you the truth. When the countdown ends, I'll be holding the property deed. This villa only recognizes me as its owner. Outsiders, if you're not afraid of death, go ahead and try. Probably worried we wouldn't believe it. They also shared a surveillance video at the entrance. A small bird collided with the handle. A blue light flashed, and the bird was instantly electrocuted. Its skin was scorched, and the flesh was tender. Someone flattered. The mindset of the wealthy is truly different from ours. Admirable, admirable. Someone sighed. If only I had known. I would have taken the property deed. 2. Another person argued. That's a luxury mansion. After awakening, its level as a supernatural item can't be the same as our ordinary houses. Right. A moment later, someone else asked, do you feel like it's gotten a bit colder than before? It does feel a bit colder, but it's still within an acceptable range. Could that woman actually be right? Is it really going to drop to minus 50 degrees? Then we really should thank the young lady for the timely reminder. Yao Tong couldn't stand anyone praising me. Use some common sense. Will you? Temperatures naturally drop at night. Zhang Ten also jumped in. This Wang Mei is my ex-girlfriend, just an office worker with a laughably low salary. She just bought the latest model phone today out of vanity, and she's probably short on money now, trying to trick you all. So, that's how it is. Truly heartless. What a shameless creature. I couldn't be bothered to argue with them, as I was busy ordering generators, central air conditioning, and various other heating facilities. Then, a new problem arose. I muttered to myself, with so many things, how can they all fit? A holographic robot was automatically summoned. It has been detected that you have a house building game installed on your phone. You can decorate the house in the game and then click to apply it to reality. I was overwhelmed by this immense surprise. After snapping back to reality, my fingers flew across the screen. Soon, I had upgraded the default, dilapidated and drafty little house in the game to a basic version of a villa. Rubbing my hands together, I gently clicked to use it. Moments later, a villa identical to the one in the game replaced the original one-bedroom apartment. Daily decoration count, 100 times. Once again, my eyes welled up with tears. Who would have thought that the small house I could only afford by skimping and saving, burdened with a massive mortgage, would instantly transform into a villa I never dared to dream of before, and it can be upgraded for free at any time. What are you waiting for? I immediately went all out, installing all sorts of heating, cost control, monitoring, defense, and attack equipment in the middle of the night. I turned on the TV, comfortably crossing my legs, with a steaming, fragrant hot pot and barbecue right in front of me. I glanced at the fog outside the window and casually asked my friend Xiao A about the current temperature. minus 20 degrees Celsius outside, 20 degrees Celsius inside. I opened the group chat, and it was already in an uproar. At lighter, Yao Tong. It's all because we listened to you, you woman. That's why we didn't prepare any cold weather measures. Comma. Our family of 4 is now so cold we can't even speak. Get out here. Comma. You have to give us an explanation. I checked the ID. It was the same person who had scolded me before. Yao Tong and Zhang Tan both played dumb, not saying a word. Xiao Zhou jumped in, according to reliable information we obtained through other channels. The temperature will indeed continue to drop, just as Huang Mei said. Please stay warm. The exchange button in the group function has no usage restrictions. Everyone is free to trade immediately. The system prompted. Your group points have been updated and are now 30 points. The official confirmation has made the group chat explode even more. Countless people at me asking if I have any extra quilts. A few people spoke with sincere tones, sending long, heartfelt messages about their elderly and children being weak. I was almost moved to agree when I noticed the malice level above the chat box. I only knew social apps had intimacy levels, but I never realized they could be this smart after becoming supernatural. There is also a supporting note above. 060 indicates normal communication is possible, while above 60 suggests keeping your distance. I checked the little boy from earlier, and his malice level showed 0. These people who have been flattering me with praise everywhere actually have malice levels exceeding 60. Upon closer inspection of a certain WeChat nickname, isn't that the person who cursed at me in the group before and said they would never buy a cotton quilt? I straightforwardly refused. Sorry, the blanket is only enough for myself. I can't help you. Those people instantly changed their expressions, angrily scolding me for being stingy. And Zhang Ten also shamelessly sent a message. Huang Mei, is your blanket ability unlimited production of blankets, or something like being extremely warm? All right, if you give me a few dozen blankets, I'll make up with you and won't hold your previous vanity against you. I took a sip of orange juice and replied leisurely, where on earth do you get the nerve to think you're worth a warm tool in the apocalypse? The reply came quickly. Fine. I see what kind of person you are now. I won't take them for free. I'll trade 5 loaves of bread and a bottle of water for a few dozen blankets. That should work. Right. Hurry up. He was sure I wouldn't refuse. You only have 1 fried chicken there. How are you going to survive the next few days? The extreme cold weather only lasts 3 days. So, if you think about it, you're actually getting the better deal. Comma. No. On second thought, I'm losing out. I'll give you 3 loaves of bread and a bottle of water instead. Hurry up with the blanket. I'm freezing to death over here. Ugh, whatever. I paid for it, bought it, and now you want to trade it with me. All while acting like you're getting a great deal. Comma. No trade. After thinking about the current defensive facilities at the villa, I took photos of the hot pot, barbecue, and various treats like fruit and milk tea, and sent them over. I've got plenty of food. Another video call popped up from the other side. I picked up the phone, and he, along with Yatong, widened their eyes, breathing rapidly. Huang Miyu, how do you have so much food, fruits, drinks, snacks, and your house? How has it changed? Did you go out? I only replied, none of your business. After the initial shock, Zhang Teng quickly put on a flattering expression. Mimi, I was wrong before. You are the person I love most. My dear girlfriend, I was angry not because I didn't want you to buy it, but because I felt that this item should be something I give to you. Really, I just wanted to surprise you. I was planning to secretly buy a new phone for you. I listened to his nonsense with a half smile. Is that so? Then, how do you explain Yatong, who is still leaning on your shoulder right now? Zhang Teng quickly pushed Yatong away. Her wrist hit the coffee table, making a dull thud. She dared to be angry, but not speak out, instead apologizing. I'm sorry, Sister Me. I was just too cold and trying to warm up. Also, Atong and I are really just ordinary colleagues. Nothing more. Zhang Tianski's greedily swept over my supplies. Mimi, could you give me some food and warm clothes? You're the best, aren't you? A grown man acting all coquettish. It gave me the creeps. Just then, a sudden scream came from outside. I hung up the video call and ordered a telescope from Taobao. After clearly seeing the scene outside, my heart sank. Zombies had still appeared. Many people posted the videos they had taken in the group chat. The person was mangled and half-eaten, with a cotton quilt scattered nearby. Panic spread among the group. What was even more terrifying was the content Zhao posted next. Zombies are mutated from humans, meaning they also possess the special abilities and items of humans. Therefore, from now on, everyone should avoid trading as much as possible to prevent some zombies from learning specific locations through transactions. As if to confirm Zhao's words, someone in the group immediately sent out a distress message. Help us at fire extinguisher. Lu Jia, this woman is a zombie. She's in my living room right now. She just ate our nanny. Can anyone save us? Attached was a living room surveillance video. People in the group panicked. How did she get in? She seems to have a location-related ability. We just exchanged items with her, and she immediately showed up outside our gate. At that time, we didn't know about the zombies, so we didn't think much of it. As soon as we opened the door, she bit through my housekeeper's neck. Many people felt a sense of lingering fear. Thank goodness we didn't trade with that person. Zhao, we've already sent someone over. First, use something to block the bedroom door. Amid the panicked atmosphere, I tagged the person I was asking for help and spoke lightly. Go outside, close the main door, and you'll be safe. Someone scolded me. Don't make things worse. The zombies are right in her living room. Are you trying to get her killed by telling her to go out? Those who won't even give us a blanket have no conscience. It's no surprise that such people would say such things. Zhao, I took a bite of the plump, juicy peach, ate a piece of watermelon, then stood up and stretched because that zombie is knocking on my door right now. I opened the image recognition feature on a certain search engine. Lu Jia, a primary level zombie proficient in using supernatural items. Not very intelligent. Supernatural item. Fire extinguisher. Detailed introduction. As long as the specific address is known and there is a fire extinguisher at the entrance of the address, one can instantly teleport to the entrance. In the private messages, Yao Tong's malice level has already reached 90. Huang Mei, I don't know how you managed to remodel your bedroom, but you definitely haven't moved. The video of the zombie attack posted in the group chat was filmed right in your neighborhood, and before you hung up the video call. I heard the screams coming from your place. Now it seems I was right. I bet on it, once you're bitten to death by zombies, Atan and I will move into your place. Even through the screen, I could almost picture Yao Tong's smug expression. Just a mere zombie got it under control. Perfect timing to test out my newly upgraded house defense system. Seeing that I didn't fall for the trick and open the door, the zombie picked up a fire extinguisher and tried to break in. Suddenly, a silver light flashed. The rebound of the security door slammed the zombie hard, sending it tumbling straight out of the window behind. Group message. Did you hear the scream? Yes. It was so piercing. It's right in our neighborhood. Was it that Huang Mei? She just said zombies are knocking on the door. I denied. It wasn't me. I don't disturb the peace. It's the zombies. The group fell silent. Someone tremblingly asked, What did you do to that zombie? I told the truth. It said it loved sports, so it jumped out the window for bungee jumping. The group fell silent again. After a while, someone replied, So your supernatural item is also a property deed. I checked the ID seal. Chu Dao. The next day, I opted for Cantonese breakfast. Crystal clear shrimp dumplings with springy, delicious shrimp meat. Savory and sweet char siu bao with a juicy filling lava buns infused with salted egg yolk and a rich, milky aroma, and the translucent, fragrant, and sweet water chestnut cake. I ordered dozens of different common breakfast items in one go. Just before picking up my chopsticks, I took another picture and sent it to Jiang Tan and Yao Tong, imagining them drooling. Stomping their feet with envy made the breakfast in front of me even more delicious. Suddenly, the group announcement was updated. Xiao Shou, everyone, the situation outside is severe. The government has now issued a recruitment order calling on those with offensive-type supernatural items to participate in eliminating zombies. All participants will receive additional supplies provided by the government, and for every zombie group killed, 10 points will be added to the group score. Please sign up enthusiastically. Rest assured, a professional team is already on its way to rescue City A. These words inspired everyone. Jiang Tan was the first to respond. Defending our home is our shared responsibility. I believe everyone must participate. Starting today, each person must kill at least 2 zombies every week. Those who fail to meet this requirement will be removed from the group and will not receive any material assistance. Many people criticized him for showing off. Jiang Tan posted a video of him killing zombies. In the video, his blade sliced through the zombie's head as if it were cutting a watermelon. Everyone, stop the engines. Xiao Zhao, the thank you, Citizen Zhang, for setting an example. You will be rewarded with supplies and group points. However, we advocate for democracy, and considering that many citizens lack offensive-type supernatural items, the principle of voluntary participation will still be upheld. Jiang Tan quickly took photos of the newly obtained supplies and sent them to me, boasting, "See, in the apocalypse, you still need defensive-type supernatural items like mine to feel safe. That's how you get supplies, if you want makeup now, there's still time. If you wait any longer, once I become a hero and have many people pursuing me, I won't even look at you." I sneered when the countdown ended. "Why didn't you touch your face?" Jiang Tan, what do you mean? So, your special ability item is just a thick skin that's impervious to swords and spears. Jiang Tan sent several angry emojis in a row, along with a few 60-second voice messages. The last text message read, "Huang, you don't get too smug. You're only relying on this house. If you encounter zombies, you have no ability to protect yourself at all." Day by day passed. The supplies that ZF could distribute were becoming fewer and fewer. Many people in the group were still posting pictures. Dry steamed buns, water that had been opened for several days, and biscuit crumbs that had been picked up from the floor. The wealthy individuals who had previously flaunted their property deeds and supernatural items were still posting pictures of delicious food. Aside from envy and resentment, some people began to harbor malicious intentions. Property deed, money bags, be careful of the seal. Chu Dao, he altered my property deed and took my house. After that, he sent no more messages, just as everyone was trembling with fear. Zhu Zhao spoke up. "Don't worry, your ordinary houses are not worth my attention." Yao Tong sent several pictures in a row, all of which were screenshots of delicious food from previous videos. "These are all Huang Ni's. I'll send you her specific address so you can go grab them." Everyone was amazed by the abundance of my supplies, green with envy. Here I am nibbling on bread, and I have to take small bites. The difference is just too great. Hurry up and go. Anyway, her special ability item is the property deed. So, this person poses no danger at all. Chu Dao, but I need to get her property deed first. Manually change the name, and finally stamp it for it to be valid. Jiang Tan quickly replied, "Bro, I have the property deed. I'll go with you. We can fight zombies along the way. 2. Protect you as long as you share some of the loot with me." It was only then that I remembered Jiang Tan had taken my property deed earlier, saying he'd keep it safe for me. Forget it. Who hasn't had a moment of madness in their youth? All right, we'll split it 50-50 when the time comes. There were also quite a few people who worried about me. For some reason, I found myself looking forward to it. In my previous life, Zhang Tan and Yao Tong harmed me so much, and recently they even sent me a zombie takeout. Now that they're here, I can give them a big gift package in return. I'm browsing through the game software here, picking and choosing. Finally, I selected a game, probably afraid that Chu Dao would back out at the last minute if the property deed was changed in advance. Zhang Tan insisted on waiting until we were at my doorstep before taking out the property deed. I've waited so long that I lost my patience and simply opened the door. Before Yao Tong could attack me with fire, I flashed a mischievous smile and pressed start toward them. The three of them instantly vanished from the spot on the screen. In a survival game set in a certain location, the three jumped from the plane, their eyes filled with terror. This popular game requires killing all enemies to clear the level. At regular intervals, poisonous gas appears, requiring players to run to the safety zone. However, in the enhanced version, surviving for half an hour also allows you to exit. It remains to be seen whether these temporary alliances will turn against each other after dealing with these few people. I noticed that the group announcement had been updated again. This time, it was actually encouraging news. Xiao Zhao, the rescue team has arrived and has begun clearing up the zombies. Everyone, the dawn is just ahead. In the footage captured by the drone, the well-trained team was fighting fiercely against the zombies. They rescued a child trembling in the corner and struggled to move the pillar that had fallen on an elderly person. They patrolled day and night, killing zombies. I saw someone so exhausted they could barely stand. Yet, when they were about to fall, they still drove a sharp blade deep into a zombie's chest, covered in blood and wounds. They unhesitatingly stood in front of ordinary people when zombies charged toward them. I turned off the screen. I didn't want to get involved. Besides, the items I bought on Taobao cannot be given to others, either. It's just that at night, when I try to sleep, I toss and turn, and as soon as I close my eyes, I see their determined eyes when they were killing zombies. It was a belief in protecting the people, even though the road ahead is unknown. Dangers abound, and they could be turned into bloodthirsty zombies at any moment. They still engrave the belief of protecting the people deep in their bones. I'm completely wide awake now, sitting up in one swift motion. In the group chat, Xiao Zhao urgently asks for help. Is anyone in Xingling community? A team is trapped there. Several of them are injured and have no energy left to fight. They're in critical danger. Is there anyone with offensive type supernatural items who can save them? There are reprofessionals, and even they can't handle it. Could the zombies there have leveled up? I heard zombies can level up, too. I don't dare to go, and I live quite far away. Sorry, I'm not going, either. My life is precious. I don't want to take risks for unrelated people. Comma, I have an idle house in Xingning community. I'll send you the password and specific location. See if you can let them hide there. Comma, oh, after rescuing them, they'll need medicine for their injuries. Right. Although I don't dare to go to the scene. I run a pharmacy. Group leader. I'll use the group transaction function to send you medicine. Human nature in all its forms. I'll be brief. Send me your location. I'm coming. Comma, isn't that the person with the property deed superpower from before? Didn't they get their house taken away? Comma, so eager. 2. Show off. Without the house, she's nothing. Comma, young people these days. Just to show off in front of others. They don't even care about their lives. Zhao hesitated a bit. Ms. Huang, are you sure you can do it? I sent him a private message. Do you think if my special ability item were really just a property deed, could it predict the weather? This sentence woke him up. Zhao quickly sent me the location, along with an earnest hope. Please, I'm counting on you. I opened a certain map app, entered the address, and tapped instant teleport. A few seconds later, I teleported in, staring wide-eyed at several wounded soldiers. The leading captain looked uncertain and suspicious. Are you the rescue that Minister Zhao mentioned? I nodded. Now is not the best time to treat you. Wait a moment. I need to clear the area. I opened the antivirus software function on my phone and clicked scan. Ding. Detected 12 level 1 zombies and 3 level 2 zombies within a 1 kilometer radius. The threat level is high, and the environmental safety index is 40 points. Proceed with cleanup. The team leader and others watched as I gestured in the air with my fingers. Just then, a zombie spotted us and charged toward us with a roar. Like a cannonball, he hurriedly shouted, "Watch out." Unfortunately, he was the most severely injured and could barely even stand up. I glanced at the zombie, casually curling my lips, and chose, yes. The zombie instantly turned to dust. Ding. Cleanup complete. Your surroundings are very safe. Please continue to maintain this. They stared in disbelief at everything before them. The captain swallowed hard, looking at me as if I were a master from another world, and clasped his hands in a respectful gesture. "Hello, I'm Xiao Chen. May I ask how I should address you?" "You're too polite. Captain Chen. My surname is Huang." Captain Chen spoke to me with the utmost respect. "Thank you, Ms. Huang, for coming to our rescue." I crouched down and carefully examined their wounds. Some team members had their legs and feet crushed by heavy objects. Some had their intestines almost completely torn out, and others were on the verge of shock. In such a state, they were still deferring to one another. "Ms. Huang, treat them first." "I can wait." "No, treat them first." One who had already fallen unconscious was still murmuring deliriously, "Don't be afraid. We're here." It's so noisy. It's making my eyes feel a bit sore. Fortunately, after a preliminary check, none of these people were in life-threatening danger. So I chose to start treating Captain Chin, who was the closest. I took out medical supplies like medkits, adrenaline, and bandages from a certain survival game. Before long, their injuries were mostly healed. At this moment, the way they look at me can no longer be described as admiration. "Ms. Huang, I really don't know how to thank you enough." I felt somewhat ashamed. After all, I was only relying on the convenience of supernatural items, while there were true heroes who risked their lives to protect the people. On the way back with them, we encountered another group of first-level zombies. Among them stood a second-level zombie making a ha, ha sound from its mouth. Captain Chen instinctively stepped in front of me first. "Xiao Zhang, protect the civilians first." But soon, he realized, "Sorry, I forgot about your abilities." I thought for a moment and activated the stealth function on QQ. "Don't stay too far from me." My stealth ability can last about 3 minutes. I'll listen to what the zombies are saying. They were shocked 3 times in a row. "You can turn invisible, and you can make us invisible, too. You can even understand zombie language." They were utterly impressed. "You're really amazing." I felt embarrassed by the praise. "I'll give it a try." I opened the translation software. "The king has appeared. It requires a lot of energy. It is now residing inside a human's belly. We cannot assimilate humans, but the king can. We must find the king as soon as possible, protect it, and assimilate all humans." After hearing my translation, their expressions turned extremely grim. This matter must be reported as soon as possible. After escorting them back to the rest area, Xiao Zhang held my hand and thanked me repeatedly. He pointed to the super-large supply bag. "These are supplies for you, a small token of our appreciation. Please be sure to accept them." Thinking of the little boy from earlier, I no longer declined politely. After using teleportation, I arrived at the little boy's house. Inside the simple house, the little boy was drawing. Seeing me, he bounced over. "Sister, this is you. Does it look good?" I nodded with a smile. "These are supplies from ZF for you all. I happened to be passing by, so I brought them over." The little boy joyfully held the supplies. "Sister, are these really all for us?" "Really. Thank you, sister." He wanted to turn back and tell his grandmother the good news, but I stopped him. I cautiously held him back because the image recognition function was displaying Zombie King initial form. The little boy's grandmother, wearing glasses, froze mid-gesture as she was about to invite me to sit. She said kindly and affectionately, "Am I going to turn into a zombie?" The little boy grew anxious and quickly shook his head. "No, sister. My grandma hasn't left the house recently, and she hasn't been bitten. If it were an ordinary zombie, I could eliminate it without any psychological burden. But the old lady in front of me is clearly still human. You might have become a host for the Zombie King. I need to notify the authorities." Zhang Tan stuffed his phone into his pocket and said firmly, "No, you spend money too recklessly. How are you going to help me buy a car and a house in the future? Do you expect me to support you? I have to manage your money for you. Human is sister. Is there still hope for my grandma?" I sighed. "Sorry, I'm not sure." The person arranged by Xiao Zhou arrived quickly. It was Captain Chen from yesterday. Captain Chen led the way with a salute, then apologized. "Sorry, we must take you back for an examination, and we may need to draw blood from you." The old lady patted the little boy's head. "It's okay. I'm just an old bag of bones. If I can contribute to humanity, it's well worth it. It's my grandson. I'm afraid I'll have to trouble you," Captain Chin assured. "Don't worry. We'll make all the necessary arrangements." On the way back, I found it troublesome to scan repeatedly, so I turned on the Match 3 game. Whenever 3 or more zombies approached, they would automatically disappear. A citizen's drone captured this scene and posted it in the group chat. The atmosphere in the group chat completely changed. What kind of magical supernatural item does this woman possess? No wonder she dared to go alone to rescue that team. According to Minister Zhao, not only did Ms. Wang instantly annihilate the zombies into dust, but she also healed the severely injured team at lightning speed, attacking and healing simultaneously. I take back all the harsh words I ever said about her. Sister, I'm sorry. Woo woo. From now on, sister is my idol. After the time was up, Jiang Tan and the others, who were thrown out of the game, didn't dare to utter a single word. That Chu Dao filled the group chat with long apologies, crying and sobbing, swearing never to covet my house again. Looking at Jiang Tan and Yao Tong, whose malice level on the chat app was 100, I thought for a moment and added Chu Dao and the others to a group chat before they could leave the group. I sent a horror game invitation page into the chat rather than throwing them into a zombie horde. I prefer tormenting them with endless games. The curses from Yao Tong and the others were drowned out by the game's notification sound. I quickened my pace to head home. The extreme cold weather had passed for 2 days, and I could already see what was coming next. It was the wildly growing plants. Where should humanity go from here? After hearing this story, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your ideas in the comments section. I look forward to hearing your voice.